Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back. Welcome to our long-time subscribers, our new subscribers and anyone who isn't subscribed who's watching this channel for the first time. So today we're going to kick off a mini Valentine series, if you like, and we're going to call this one, or at least I think I'm going to call it, a roulette Valentine's card. And you'll find out why as we go along. So we are going to make a 6x6 card. And this is our 6x6 card. I'm using a white card, but you can use any colour you like. So we won't need that for the time being. So I'm going to slide the blank cardstock to one side. What you will need is another white mat, also 6x6. Now to make life a little bit easier and to make the video go smoother, I've already put a hole in the middle because you'll need that for the roulette part. And on the back, we have got some foam pads, which we will be using a bit later on. Now I'm going to leave that face upwards for a minute because what I don't want my foam pad sticking to my table because I'll never get it off in one piece. Now for the roulette, you will need a roulette wheel, and I have cut this, and my circle diameter is 4 3/4 inches. Now if you want to vary this a little bit, whatever you've got to cut round or dies you've got, that's absolutely fine. Just use whatever you've got, you don't have to be too particular. And we are going to thread our heart onto here. We're going to use a heart spinner. And no, I was just trying to work out which would be the best way to do this. Yeah, I think we'll do that first. You will need a spinner, and I'm going to use another heart spinner. I'm using a white one and a blue one to go with our roulette wheel. And the first piece, the outside piece, the white piece, needs to be, I think that should say 2 1/4 diameter, 2 1/4 inch, and the inner one is 1 3/4. And I will add all of these measurements in the description box below. And what we're going to do, we're going to line that up like that. Again, I've already popped a hole in it. Now I am going to use, for my spinner part, I found the best thing to use, you can use a mini brad if you like. I'm going to use one of these flat stationary brads, and I got this from Ryman's, which is a stationery store in the UK. They have got them in currently, so I will add a link to the Ryman's website so that you can go straight to it. But a mini brad or any type of brad will do. It doesn't have to be this one. It's just that I had these on my desk and I found them the most useful. And I'm going to pop that through there like that. So I've got a hole in the middle of my mat. And I'm just going to thread that through like that, or pop it through like that. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to spread the legs of our brad, but what we don't want to do, we don't want to spread them, we don't want to fix them really tight. We want to have a bit of a bounce. So we don't want them flat to the card, but we want them fairly loose. So what we could do even is pop it in, put your finger under the mat or under the flat part of the brad like that. Or you could even put, if you wanted it lower down, you could put a pokey tool underneath there. I'm going to put my finger under there so that it doesn't go flat, not totally flat anyway. It'll just make a better spin, that's all. And then we're going to turn that over, and so that'll whiz round quite nicely. And what we're going to do now is, at this stage, we're going to add it to our base. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use a glue stick. I'm going to use my orange glue stick. Now if you've seen my videos before, you'll have seen me do this, but if you're watching for the first time, what this does, it just gives you a bit more time because it stops it grabbing. It stops the sticky part of the pad grabbing straight away. It doesn't make it stickier or less stickier, but it does, or sticky. So it does just give you a bit more time so that if you haven't got it in the right position the first time, you can have another go. But I'm going to do my best because I'm sitting down doing this, so I can't actually see the top part. But I think we're okay. As long as we get it flush with the bottom, I think we'll get away with it. So then when you're sure you've got it in the right place, or where you want it anyway. So there we go. And you can see that starting to spin already. Now I did say this was a roulette, and indeed it is. And you will need, for a spinner part this size, you will need 6 hearts that measure. Let me just make sure I've got the measurements right. You will need 6 hearts that measure 2 inches in diameter. And I have got, and I've, of course, being Valentine, I've done mine in red card. And on them, I've written various things that you might do on a Valentine date. So this one says hugs and kisses. So I'm going to show you the most effective way, or the most effective way that I found anyway, of sticking them down. Now I'm going to use a glue stick. If you want to use a stronger glue you can, but the orange one, which is from WH Smith in the UK, is a bit like a tacky glue in a glue stick. It's really, really good. So the best way of doing it, or the easiest way of doing it, to make sure that you get an even number of hearts all the way around, is to start at the top. It doesn't matter what your heart says. For example, that one says dinner for two. So it doesn't matter what they say. You can put what you like. You don't have to use my ideas. You might have ideas of your own. Perhaps you're getting engaged or even married on Valentine's Day, so you might want to have other ideas. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to stick them, or the first two anyway, so that they are opposite each other, like that. And of course, if you use glue rather than tape, you've got time to slide them about a bit. So once you've got those two, it's easier to get the others in place. So we're going to stick two here. So this one says Moonlight Walk. So we're going to stick two there, or one there anyway. So in no particular order, I'm just going to make sure that the tops of my hearts come to just to the edge of our roulette wheel, like that. And this one says flowers. Now, flowers are very synonymous with Valentine's, or any ideas of, or any occasions where you might just want to be together. Especially if you are getting engaged on Valentine's Day, that would be rather nice, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to slide that one round a little bit, because I think this one might need a bit more room. So as long as you've got a glue, I found that a glue stick is the best for this type of thing. But if you want to use a tacky glue, that's absolutely fine. So, and you can sort of work around the spinner part. And then of course we've just got two more. I've got romantic movie and chocolates. Now that latter one would have been my choice if I was given a choice. But the roulette wheel will choose what you're going to do on your Valentine's Day occasion, or your date, or however you're spending it. So, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. So I've saved the best till last, chocolates. So I'm just going to slide that round a bit. But if you wanted to have two, you could spin the wheel twice. So if you're lucky, it might land on flowers and chocolates. So that would be fun, wouldn't it? So you could work this or use this however you like. It's your card, you can do what you like with it. And you can make it however you like. And of course you don't even have to use hearts if you don't want to. You can use other embellishments. But being for Valentine, I've decided to use hearts. Now, I'll show you the spinner element in a minute. And of course the other thing is that bit doesn't look very nice. It does look a bit ugly. So because it does look a bit unattractive, shall we say, I've got a smaller piece just to sit on the top, and that one measures the diameter of the spinner topper, I'm calling it, is 1 inch in diameter. But again, I will add all of these measurements in the description below, so you don't have to worry about, what did you say, what was that measurement? So it will all be there for you, so don't worry about it. So I'm just going to pop that down there. I could have actually popped that on with tape, but I think we'll get away with glue. So we'll just stick it on there. That might take a little while to dry, but that's okay. Do you know what? Being metal, because that's a metal top, I'm not sure that is going to stay. So I'm going to see if I can grab myself some red runner tape. That'll do it. So there we go. Oh, let's just see if that'll do it. Let's stick it on the other side. The other side hasn't got glue on it, hopefully. So we might get away with that. So as always on this channel, we make it up as we go along. But you get there in the end. So I'll stick that down like that. I think that's going to stick better. I know that side's got glue on it, but it's only a glue stick, so it'll dry. Now, you can leave it like that if you want to. Let's just pop that out the way. And we'll put the top on the glue stick because we don't need it anymore. But if you want to, you could leave it that way. But I think these little corners need just a little bit of embellishment. So what I found in my stash, in my sticker drawer, I found some vellum heart stickers, which I think are really lovely. And they go so nicely with it. I didn't know they were there. I found them quite by chance. So every time I go into my sticker drawer, I've absolutely no idea what's in there. It's an Aladdin's cave of stickers. But I always seem to find a sticker for the occasion or style that I want. So that's lucky. I'm sure one day I'll go in there and I just won't find anything that I want. But so far, that hasn't happened. So we're just going to stick one in each corner very, very quickly. And because they're vellum, you don't really see the background, which is even better. So there's not many left on there. I've no idea where they came from, so I'm afraid I can't add a link to them. So then what you do, you give this to your recipient and you tell them to spin the wheel. It might be the best idea to hold it first and give it a spin like that. So you might just have to I think the wheel will be easier to spin than the spinner. I will add a stronger glue to that a bit later on. So just give it a spin like that, couple of spins. And wherever it lands, so a walk in the moonlight, that would be rather romantic, wouldn't it? Or if you don't fancy that, give it another spin. And dinner for two. Now that sounds more like it, doesn't it? So there we go. There is our roulette. You could call it a spinner card. There is I'm going to call it a roulette. A roulette. Roulette? Is it roulette or roulette? Roulette, I think. Roulette Valentine's card. And it does stand up really nicely like that. I know you can't see it, but if I rock it backwards, you'll see it. So there you go, guys. There is our roulette Valentine's card, or a spinner Valentine's card. I'm going to call it roulette, because it's like one of those roulette wheels that you see at a casino or wherever. Not that I've seen one, only on movies. But there we go. There is a roulette Valentine's card. And I'll be back shortly with a new Valentine's idea for you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Whether you subscribe or whether you watch, thank you for being here. Lovely to have you. And I'll see you again soon. And in the meantime, take care everybody. Have fun. And as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.